Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the SMC Global Securities Limited Q2 FY22 earnings conference call. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode, and there will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference call, please signal an operator by pressing star then zero on your touchtone phone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Anuj Sonpal from Valorum Advisors. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good afternoon, everyone, and a very warm welcome to you all. My name is Anuj Sonpal from Valorum Advisors. We represent the investor relations of SMC Global Securities Limited. On behalf of the company, I would like to thank you all for participating in the company's earnings conference call for the first half and second quarter of financial year 2022. Before we begin, I'd like to mention a short cautionary statement. Some of the statements made in today's earnings call may be forward-looking in nature. Such forward-looking statements are subject to risks and uncertainties which could cause actual results to differ from those anticipated. Such statements are based on management's beliefs as well as assumptions made by and information currently available to management. Audiences are cautioned not to place any undue reliance on these forward-looking statements in making any investment decisions. The purpose of today's earnings call is purely to educate and bring awareness about the company's fundamental business and financial quarter under review. Now, let me introduce you to the management participating with us in today's earnings call and give it over to them for opening remarks. We have with us Mr. Subhash Agarwal, Chairman and Managing Director of SMC. We have Mr. Subhash Agarwal, Chairman and Managing Director, SMC Group, Mr. Mahesh Gupta, Vice Chairman and Managing Director, SMC Group, Mr. Ajay Garg, Director and CEO of SMC Global Securities Limited, Mr. Himanshu Gupta, Director, SMC Global Securities Limited and Director and CEO of Moneywise Financial Limited, Mr. D.K. Agarwal, CMD of SMC Investments and Advisors Limited and CMD of SMC Capitals Limited, Mr. Anurag Bansal, Director of SMC Global Securities Limited and Director SMC Capitals Limited, Mr. Pranay Agarwal, Director and CEO of Moneywise Finvest Limited, and Mr. Vinod Kumar Jamar, President and CFO of SMC Group. Now, without any further delay, I request Mr. Subhash Agarwal to give his opening remarks. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Thank you, Anuj. Good evening, everyone. It is a pleasure to welcome you to the earnings conference call for the first half and second quarter of financial year 2022. Firstly, I hope that everyone is keeping safe and well. Let me start by giving some background about our company for the sake of those who are joining this call for the first time, so to bring everybody on the same page. SMC Global Securities Limited was established in 1994 by myself and Mr. Mahesh Gupta, who is the current Vice Chairman and Managing Director. Over the years, the company has grown into a diversified financial services company offering a wide spectrum of services like brokerages, investment banking, wealth management, distribution of financial products, financing, insurance broking, clearing and depository services, fixed income securities, financial advisory services to corporate institutions, high net worth individuals and other retail clients. We have a strong network of more than 2,500 sub-brokers and authorized persons spreading across 550 cities in India, thereby servicing approximately 19 lakhs unique clients. Over the years, we have also launched various innovative digital technology-enabled capabilities to offer best-in-class products and services. We launched our discount broking arm in 2019 under the brand name of Stoka, which is a first-of-its-kind platform in the broking industry where customers are charged for the profitable transactions, and I am happy to say that this platform has been seeing a very encouraging response. The company is governed by a strong board, including 6 independent directors of high standing, and is run by a highly qualified and experienced management team. We have had a consistent growth track record and are well positioned for continued growth in the coming years with our established presence, track record, and by embracing the latest technologies. I now hand over to Mr. Vinod Jamar, our Group CFO, to take you through the financial and operational performance for the second quarter of financial year 2022. Over to Mr. Vinod Jamar.
Thank you, Subhash sir. Good evening, everyone. Talking about the financial performance for Q2 FY22 of our company on consolidated basis. The operating income for the quarter was INR 265 crores, an increase of 25% over year-on-year. Operating EBITDA was reported at approximately INR 62 crores, an increase of approximately 44% year-on-year, and EBITDA margin stood at 23.24%. Net profit after tax reported was INR 41 crores, an increase of approximately 84% year-on-year, while the PAT margins were 15.31%. For the first half of FY22, the operating income for the quarter for the 6 months was INR 496 crores, an increase of 25% year-on-year. Operating EBITDA reported was approximately INR 113 crores, an increase of approximately 31% year-on-year, and the EBITDA margin stood at 22.73%. Net profit after tax was reported at approximately INR 67 crores, an increase of 43% year-on-year, while the PAT margin percentage was 13.47%. Let me now take you through quarterly segmental performance on a consolidated basis for the second quarter. In the broking, distribution and trading segment, the revenue for the quarter was INR 199 crores, an increase of approximately 21.37% compared to the same period last year. The EBIT for this segment was INR 54 crore, which was increased by about 86% year-on-year. Brokerage income increased Q-on-Q due to increase in delivery volumes in equity segment and also due to increase in income from delay payment charges. Overall, the market conditions continued to remain buoyant. Coming to the insurance broking division, the revenue for the quarter recorded was INR 61 crores, which increased by 16% on year-on-year basis. The EBIT was approximately INR 28 crores, which also increased by 145% year-on-year. Revenue and EBIT on Q-on-Q basis increased due to easing out of lockdown restrictions. Lastly, in the financing division segment, the revenue for the quarter was INR 25 crores, an increase of about 33% on year-on-year basis. The EBIT for the quarter was approximately INR 9 crores. Revenue increased YOY and Q-on-Q with an increase in average loan book to INR 553 crores from INR 489 crores in Q2 FY21. However, EBIT decreased due to higher impairment provisions. GNPA and NNPA reduced Q-on-Q to 2.9% and 2.2% respectively from 4.75% and 3.15% in Q1 FY21. Lastly, I am happy to inform you that company has declared an interim dividend of 60% on the face value of equity shares. With this, we can now open the floor for questions and answers session. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and 2. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1 at this time. The first question is from the line of Aditya Shah from Individual Investor. Please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Thank you for the opportunity, and I'd like to congratulate the management for such good numbers posted, and I'm wishing everyone a very happy Diwali. Sir, only one question. The dividend seems to be the same as last time. Last time we had lesser profit and we still had to go dividend. This time, although we have a higher profit, but the dividend is still the same. Is there any reason for that, sir?
We have declared 60% dividend interim, and still we have to declare final dividend when the year will be over. And I think it is commensurate with the profit. It is better in comparison to the last year. So I think it is justified. and we have a dividend policy. Accordingly, we are declaring our dividend.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Mansi Shah, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon. Congratulations on the excellent performance for the quarter. My question is for Mr. Himanshu Gupta. So there has been like a good improvement in the NBFC business financial performance. So can you like talk a little bit more on the strategy on the collection efficiency? And if you could also mention the mix of the loan book and what would be the average borrowing rate and the loan ticket size.
Okay, so I'll answer your question in the reverse order. First of all, on the product mix, so just to give you a background, our majority of the loan book is concentrated on SME lending. So about out of 550 crores of loan book, our exposure to SMEs is about 400 crores. And apart from that, about 100 crore is lending to other NBFCs, and rest is capital market finance and consumer durable loans. We have about 25,000 customers on our loan book, so it is the diversified book. Coming to the ticket size, on the unsecured SME book, the average ticket size at time of disbursement is about 18 lakhs. And on the secured side in LAP, the average ticket size is about 2 crores. And on the medical equipment, it is about 1.5 crores at the time of origination. Consumer durable, it is about 10,000 rupees, and capital market is about 10 lakhs. So that is broadly the ticket size that we operate in. Now coming to the your second question, which is about the borrowing cost. So our weighted average borrowing cost is in the range of 9.3%. About 45% of our borrowing comes to NCD, and about 50% comes in the form of bank loans, and rest about 5% is intercorporate deposit. We are rated A- from ICRA and CARE, so we enjoy like competitive borrowing on our the borrowing profile. Now coming to the third question, which is about the collection efficiency. Our collection efficiency stood at over 98% during quarter 2 against 97% during quarter 1. So this is largely the improvement is on account of easing of lockdown restrictions, because the SME customers have now started generating the cash flows which were at pre-COVID level. And also our collection team has been able to physically touch base more number of customers after easing of the lockdown restrictions. We have also increased our headcount on the field collection side, considering the situation. And also we have also seen some activity on the legal front, because last year the courts were almost shut, or the cases were pending for longer time. So now the legal activity has also been now we have seen more activity. So overall the collection efficiency has improved, and we see similar trend in the coming times also, given the third wave does not comes in, which is the subjectivity still seems to be seen.
Okay, thank you for your answers. Just 2 more questions. So if you could just explain why the NIMs have decreased during the quarter, and also by the end of FY22, what would be the estimate of the gross NPAs at that time?
Okay, actually NIM would have remained same quarter on quarter, but as we would leverage further, we expect NIM to go down, because this is leverage spread ratio. So if you will see across the other lenders, it is typically in the range of about 5%, whereas we have a NIM of about 11%. So this is expected to go down as we leverage. And what was your other question?
What would be the gross NPA by the end of FY22?
Okay, so our gross NPA has substantially improved in quarter 2, which is at about 2.9%, as against I think 4.5% at the end of quarter 1. And likewise, net NPA has also gone down. We have seen recoveries from the delinquent cases during the quarter, and we expect the portfolio to hold strong during the coming quarters or the year end also, though it is very difficult to put out the number, but we expect the ratios to remain strong.
Okay, thank you so much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next question is from the line of S.K. Damani from SKD Consulting. Please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ji, and namaste. I am Sanjeev Damani from Ahmedabad. Am I audible, sir? My voice is reaching.
You are very much audible, and your voice is very, very clear. Go on, Damani.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Sir, two things. I want to congratulate you for extraordinary, very good numbers. I am not only a investment advisor, not registered with SEBI, but I do analyze balance sheet and discuss with my friends and circle. And I am SMC client as well, and I am a shareholder of your company as well.
Thank you.
So with this, I want to begin. Sir, my question is that do you have any such data that during this quarter, how many new members have been added on SMC platform and one stock cart that you have created,
okay.
which is I think without a brokerage people operate there.
Good evening, sir. Member, you mean to say number of clients or what?
Number of clients. Sorry, number of clients on both the platform.
So
that
last,
is SMC platform.
Last 6 months, we have added almost 65 to 70,000 clients, new clients on board, and the ratio is almost, you can say, around the similar, like around 35,000 clients in SMC Global, and similar number into StockStart.
Okay. And sir, one more question. Can you or have you ever analyzed, the revenues of brokerage that we as company make per head of the customer? I mean, do we ever analyze that way also? That how much, like a RPU being calculated in case of telecom companies. In our case, we may be having lot of clients, few trading very big volume and few trading very less volume. But average is being calculated that we have this much number of clients, and during this quarter, our per customer revenue in terms of brokerages.
Ideally, like we do have more than, we can say, 160 to 70,000 active clients in a year, and revenue per client has increased as compared to the last quarter and even as compared to last year.
Right, sir. Right. But quantifying is difficult. I mean, or the industry is quantifying this way and giving disclosure to the investors.
In terms of brokerage, I cannot comment, but overall, because the revenue includes a lot of factors. So our revenue per client, you can say, is ranging between 9 to 10,000 rupees.
9 to 10,000 rupees. Achha. Sir, and
for a quarter.
For a quarter. Sir, my one more question is that can it be possible that sometime you may launch your mutual fund also, or you will not be allowed to do that as SMC Group?
We are very well allowed, and SMC is growing day by day. So even time might come then that even SMC would be having its own mutual fund. But it is a management decision. I cannot comment much on that.
Means I am replied, sir. Thank you. Means you are eligible and you can start that activity without any legal hindrance. Once you decide, you can do. Sir, what are the some growth plans? Because many people say that brokerage is a dying industry, this, that. Of course, for last 1 year, things have been very, very different. But now onwards, sir, can I have your view, how you see this activity growing? Of course, allied activity you have been doing very, very well, sir, along with brokerage. But because of these various platforms giving free brokerage services for transaction, so how you view this, and what are some other growth plans that management has for growth of the company? If you can kindly highlight.
You see, even if you talk of capital market, India is still at a very nascent stage. The penetration is less than 5% as compared to other developed countries where penetration is even more than 20 to 50%. So it is, I would say, it is still a beginning, and it has a long way to go. So discount booking houses are popping up. In a way, it is good that even the awareness is increasing, and even youngsters are getting into stock market, because earlier stock market used to be considered as a speculative element. But now, after the entry campaign of mutual fund Sahi Hai, and after popping up the discount brokerage houses, the awareness is increasing multifold, and even the young population is catching up. And in long run, I would say that SMC is well poised to encash all these kind of opportunity, and growth is there for next, I would say, 15 to 20 years into the financial market.
In addition to brokerage business, you are foreseeing growth in all sort of other activities as well, sir?
Yes, because there is a huge potential for even the wealth management, I would say, and even the discount brokerage houses are growing, and the spillover would come to the full broking houses as well, because full broking houses provide better services. They charge higher brokerages. But clients are, even we have seen that even clients are they open account with discount brokerage houses, and they have burned their hands, and they have shifted to the full broking houses. So this kind of cannibalization would keep on happening as the industry would grow.
Sir, myself also continuing with, though I have a stock card account, but I have never operated it. I am also continuing with SMC only on a regular basis. Sir, last question is that regarding, sir, any foreign alliances with our company. As such, I know you are a very sound company, sir. You may not need funds for growth because you are generating enough. But, any such thing, or, somebody told me, sir, you are listed on some NYSE also. Is it correct? I don't know. I overheard it from somebody.
Actually, we were going for listing in NYSE or NASDAQ. So we have tried, and we have got the clearance from the regulator, SEC, and but at that time our government finance ministry were not having the straightforward policy. So they told us to wait for some time, and by that time our approval was less. So we could not come for that. We have cleared all our proposals at that time.
So now it is likely to happen or yet not to happen?
No. Now it is dropped case. We have listed in NSE, BSE, and if we have to go listing, then we will try again. But not now.
At present, not.
Okay. Sir, you wanted to add something, sir?
We are also a member of DGCX. We are already present into Dubai as far as international markets are concerned, and we are even the clearing and trading member of new exchanges, IFSC, GIFT City. So from there, even the US-based stocks are going to get listed, and we will be leveraging trading into US stocks for Indian clients. So that would open up a new venture for us. And even we are focused to add NRIs and FPI clients as well. We are well equipped, if it is even a retail trading or if it is a algorithm-based trading or high-frequency trading, and we are currently serving to many NRIs and FPI clients. So if any opportunity comes, that we are open for even international tie-ups, and we are looking for it.
Thank you very much, sir. And I'm really proud to be associated with you as your client, and wish you all the best in your all endeavors, sir. Thank you very much. I am obliged.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Ishwar Khatri from Omkara Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi, good afternoon, sir. So would be with
Sorry to
relating.
interrupt you. The audio is not clear from your line. Please use the handset.
Hello, is it better now?
Yeah, it's better. बोलिए.
Yeah.
Ishwar Khatri.
So, sir, we have in regards to Stockpad. You mentioned that in the last 6 months we added some 35,000 odd subscribers on Stockpad. What is the
Audio. This is the operator. Ma'am, we are not able to
not
hear you
clear.
clearly.
No, it's cracking. Your voice is cracking.
Hello? Can you hear me now?
Ma'am, you are not audible. Request you to please rejoin the question queue. Thank you. The next question is from the line of Varun Shivram, individual investor. Please go ahead. Varun Shivram, your line is in talk mode. Please go ahead with your question.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Yeah, good evening, sir. First of all, congratulations for a great set of numbers. And my first question would be, what kind of strategy is the company looking towards for building a huge customer base for its brokerage business? And my second question would be that what could be our expected revenue pie coming in the future, like maybe 1 or 2 years from now?
Yeah, you see, like SMC has got a sound base of more than 2,500 franchisees all across India in more than 550 cities. So we would keep on increasing the number of franchisees and keep on increasing our network. And to cater to the discount brokerage needs, we have opened a separate arm by the name of StockScart. And there also, like in last 6 months, we are able to break even, and the focus would keep on increasing, even adding more online clients to that discount brokerage arm. And we do have multiple banking tie-ups. Last quarter only we added one more bank, Dhanlaxmi. So around 5 to 6 banking tie-ups we do have, where we open 3-in-1 account. Bank account and demat account is of bank, and trading account is of SMC. From there also we are planning to add more number of accounts. So as I told earlier, that the penetration is very, very less into the capital market, and scope is humongous. And so we are even going to revamp our trading portals, and we are planning to have the better digital marketing strategy. And if the things remain same or better, like SMC is well poised to encash the opportunity.
And on your second question, since we are restricted by the regulator, can't comment on future projections. But we are doing well, and we will do well, better.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. The next question is from the line of Ishwar Khatri from Omkara Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible now?
Yeah, you are audible now.
Yeah, sir. So I wanted to ask regarding StockScart. You mentioned that we've added about 35,000 odd subscribers in the last 6 months on the platform. So I wanted to know what kind of turnover have we achieved in Q2? Plus, an add-on question would be, what will be our marketing strategy for this platform in order to compete with larger players like Zerodha?
Yes. Hello. So, actually in StockScart, we have focused on quality. As you can see, we have opened 35,000 odd accounts in the last 6 months. And we are able to achieve a revenue of around, you can say 3.5 CR. And So at ARPU, if you speak about that, average revenue per user is much more than the industry, and that is what we are focusing on. So even going forward, we are planning to introduce a new mobile application, mobile and web application, and increase our tech team substantially. We are spending heavily on tech, and you can expect a new application coming out of StockCard in the next 2-3 months. And so that is the strategy. And I think I have answered both your questions.
Yeah, that was helpful, sir. Just a follow-up on the same question. What is your average daily turnover as of today, and what is the total subscriber base? We've added about 35,000 in the last 6 months, but what is the total subscriber base overall?
So total subscriber base, you can say, is around 80,000 currently. 80,000 odd clients.
Total average turnover?
Turnover, I'm not sure of daily turnover. Daily turnover really depends on the market activity. You can just on Thursday, market expiry, the turnover is really
average.
But on an average, you can say it's around. I can give you a tentative figure.
बोल दो जरा जोर से
33 crore. Average daily turnover would be around 33 crore on an average, right?
Okay, yeah, that's great. Also, if I could squeeze in another question on the insurance business.
I say 33,000 crore.
Yeah, I heard 33,000 crores is the average daily turnover, right?
Yeah.
The question regarding the insurance segment. So I see the numbers that this quarter business, the insurance segment has revived well. So what has been the reason for this growth that we've seen, and what are your expectations from the second half of the year?
Can you repeat your question, please?
Yeah, sir. I was talking about the insurance business of the company.
Yeah.
I see that it has done well in the current quarter. So how do we see this business going ahead in the second half of the year, and what was the reason for the improved performance for this segment?
Yeah, we did well in second quarter. Actually, we are very good in vehicle insurance, and so certain we have just a special tie-up with Honda and Kia, where new cars are generally 80 to 90% are generally done insurance through SMC Insurance. So, but their new car turnover is during this period due to constraint of semiconductor shortages, chip shortages. Their new arrivals of the car is very, very less. So we have affected by that, but that has been compensated with our old car renewal cases. So we have improved in that front. So overall we keep our revenue and the number of policies almost same and even little bit better than the comparison with the corresponding quarter or sequential previous quarter.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, sir. This was very helpful. All the best.
Make a correction, the average daily turnover is around 3,300 crore.
इसको car turnover, someone was asking, it is 3,300 crore. So not 33,000 crore daily turnover.
Okay, got it. It's 3,300 average daily turnover. Got it, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Participants, to ask a question, you may press star and 1. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. Reminder to the participants, anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and 1. As there are no further questions from the participants, I now hand the conference over to Mr. Mahesh Gupta from SMC Global Securities. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you all for participating in this earnings call. I hope we have been able to answer your questions satisfactorily. If you have any further questions or would like to know more about the company, please reach out to our investor relations manager at Valorum Advisors. Thank you. Stay safe and healthy. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of SMC Global Securities Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us. You may now disconnect your lines.
Yeah, thank you to all.
Thank you.
Hello.